Good evening, folks. My name is Alex, and tonight I'm _CONTRO led by a story that's been happening in the shadows of the Colombian countryside. Back on the evening of October 14, 2023, very early before dawn, a special team of law enforcement officers converged near the small town of Caldono in southwest Colombia. The mission was clear yet daunting: to untangle a suspect's network that has been shadowing the country's finances. In the article, The Hunt for the Counterfeiter Trying to Make the Perfect Bill, Udijit Buttigieg, a journalist from the New York Times, chronicles how he physically traveled to Colombia to sit down with the anti-counterfeiting officials leading these operations. From his perspective, what struck him was the sheer scale and sophistication the Colombian authorities had to manage. The officials, led by Reporters Line, were coordinating an operation that involved 4 army platoons, a notable escalation from usual police work. According to the piece, the situation is a stark reminder of how fragile currency systems can be when counterfeiting mechanisms reach an advanced level. The article doesn't specify every technique the suspect employed, but it makes it clear that these were not mere street-level fakes. The anti-counterfeiting unit had to pull together both intelligence from the army and forensic evidence to trace the production chain. Law enforcement officers floated above the dewy fields of Caldono, ready to intercept supplies and confiscate the very tools used to produce near-perfect replica notes. What makes this investigation particularly intriguing is the chain of collaboration. The team wasn't just a police squad, it was a joint task force that included military personnel. The article captures a moment when the 4 army platoons, all stationed in proximity to Caldono, were called in under the cover of night. This partnership snaps logistics and manpower, showing how multi-agency cooperation is essential when counterfeiting corners are tied to sophisticated technology. Buttigieg's narrative follows the officers as they discuss the gravity of a counterfeiter who, allegedly, was attempting to crank out bills that were indistinguishable, even under the scrutiny of Colombia's own forensic labs. The consequences for the Mexican peso, should similar methods be used, could be catastrophic. While the paper's focus is the Colombian scenario, it reverberates across borders. Every currency circulation deals in the same calculus of trust. The piece also gently touches on the historical context. Colombia has faced multiple waves of counterfeit production over the past decades, often linked to organized crime. Each time, the government has responded with layered security measures, from watermarks to microprinting. The confrontation with a modern counterfeiter reflects that same tug-of-war, pushing law enforcement toward ever more rigorous technology. And while I'm not able to share all the technical details, those are part of the classified documentation the article alludes to. The narrative does illustrate a key lesson: no matter how advanced a currency's features become, the ambition to undermine it can persist. And in that pursuit, intelligence, coordination, and the willingness to go midnight literally are what make the difference. So that's the headline: a chase in Frostcolder town, a handful of officers, a handful of army platoons, and a counterfeiter on the verge of, perhaps, producing a perfect bill. It's a sobering reminder of the delicate balance in safeguarding a nation's financial engine. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to read Udijit's full coverage of this Colombia operation, you can find the full article on the New York Times website. Until next time, I'm Alex, reminding you that even in the quietest places, the world of money keeps moving.